What's up? What's up? What's up, beautiful people? Good morning. Happy Sunday, y'all. Woo, child. We are discussing BMF season 2, episode 3, Devil's Night. Okay. And let me just start off by saying this is probably my favorite BMF episode thus far. And not talking about the season, child. I'm talking about the whole darn series. Okay. This is like the 13th. Well, I lied. It had 8 episodes, season 1. So, child, whew, episode 11 did they thing, okay? It was so good, y'all. I was thoroughly impressed. I really low-key thought I was watching a movie. I didn't want it to end. They just executed a lot of things well. A couple things got on my nerves, was mainly, character based, but they really did a great job executing this episode. It was just a lot. The Charles and Lucille show, child. I think I'd be watching The Young and the Restless low key when I be thinking, when I be watching them, it'd be like, well, let me get my popcorn, girl, because this is hot. I mean, even though we are witnessing a demise of a marriage, they are executing and illustrating, you know, the breakdown very well, I must say. That's probably honestly my favorite storyline. But yes, let's make sure we first see who's up in here. Okay, let's see who's up in here. Hey, BB, how are you? Demarcus, Daria, Samara, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Make sure you know your girl. She don't ask for much. Okay, so please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber, okay? And please support your girl, okay? I'm on a road to 700 subscribers at this point. So please do all you can to, support me and share me. Okay, I'm shareable, I think. And yes, make sure your notification bells are always on. And if you're watching the replay, please put a comment down so we can discuss in the replay, because everybody can't make it on a live, all right? Hey, Mr. Jones, what's up? How are you? But yes, y'all, a lot of storylines are cooking up. And is it me? I feel like I enjoy all the storylines, but the most like intriguing to me doesn't really have anything to do with Meech or Terry in a sense. It's like they're playing the background weirdly. But yes, the parents, they need their own little show. Child, it's a lot of talking points. Okay, a lot of talking points. All right, so y'all, let's just jump right into it. I ain't playing with y'all. I'm not trying to be up in here all morning. But there's so much going on, so I appreciate I appreciate you guys rocking with me for however long this review is. I try to keep it an hour, but I get the talking, child. So we gonna see. All right. But yes, we start off in this Devil's Night, y'all. It was previously called Mischief Night, and it was pretty much, and this is based on a true story, I should add. Of course, most of it is loosely based um on the brother story, but apparently Mischief Night, it stemmed back from the 1800s, is when pretty much everybody in the city go buck wild, starting fires and ish. Okay. And towards the 1970s, it transitioned and I guess rebranded a little bit to Devil's Night. And so we see, Meech, Terry, and Pops, and of course this is maybe like 10 years prior to where we are now. So we pretty much are doing like a flashback, if you will. And we're canvassing the neighborhood. We on some neighborhood watch type ish. Charles over there, stapling flyers and stuff to poles, and we trying to catch everybody that's being demonic because we ain't got time to be burning no houses up in the neighborhood. We work hard for our money, okay? I would say except Charles, but Charles, he be working, I guess, child. But we see Meech and Terry, they over there, trying to catch the people. And, Meech, he's over there, really just doing his thing. And of course, Pops over there, he ain't trying to run. Like, Pops, come on, you got your babies out there hunting down these criminals. Talking about Meech, come back, come back. I'm like, see, Charles, you being lazy, but nevertheless, they go back to the house and they pray, and it is what it is. They just, making sure that their house is safe. Okay, so we get a little background on Devil's Night. All right. So we move forward to current time, all right? So apparently, Devil's Night, not Devil's Night, but the previous, weekend or day with what is her name? The new driver, Lord, Denise. So, now that she's on board, she's employed, they're, rolling in and making a profit finally. But I'm still mad that Charles went up in there and got 4 vehicles, and knowing they only had 2 drivers to start off with. Honestly, they really only had one, because in the midst of after they started the business, we see Terry getting his driver's license. So you over here with 4 vehicles that you're paying on, and you got 1.5 drivers. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense, Charles. You in the hole because you are planning poorly. Okay, like, oh my God, he's so smart, dumb. Anywho, him and Terry, they pretty much, recapping like, dang, we did a good job. So on the way, get ready for school, Terry peeps on the news. Apparently, there was like 8,700 pounds of cocaine seized in Florida. Thereby is going to create a drought in the country, not and especially the city. Okay, so Terry keep a note of this, even though he fake not in the drug game no more. But we know Terry, he's more observant, if you will, I feel, than Meech. So, oh Lord, him and Nicole go to school, child, and Meech is in bed with Cash Doll. Okay. And they over there doing it to Keith Sweat. Make it last forever. Forever. I love some Keith Sweat, y'all. He can do no wrong. Okay, unless a scandal comes up, then I'm gonna have to reassess how I feel about him. But as of now, Keith Sweat, I mean, I'm just saying, Harlem's very own. I love some Keith Sweat. So I like the when they, over here putting the legends in the soundtrack. Okay, so Meech gets a call from cousin James. Okay, he's saying he got robbed. And as soon as he said it, I said, oh, this is about to be some BS. Okay, so Meech, he didn't seem too tight about it, because he immediately goes into the kids' room and starts talking to Zoe and TT. Now, please, I need y'all help, okay? Because your girl was hella confused, okay? I know who Zoe is. We don't really quite know who her father is, but she refers to Lamar as daddy. We know that. But who the hell and where the hell did TT come from? Meech is claiming this girl as his child, but I don't recall seeing him have a baby with Cash Doll. Like, did we have a time jump? Like, I know he has a baby with his other baby mama, but this girl was clearly giving me 2 years old. So that would make it at least a 3-year time jump or so. Like, I'm confused. Like, put a 1 in the chat. Put in a 1 in the chat if y'all was confused like me. If not, please provide some clarity. Because I'm like, where did this little girl come from? Where did this come from? Because it seems like maybe a couple month time jump between season 1 and season 2. So where the hell did TT come from? I was scratching my scalp because I'm like, what the hell? I'm confused. Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all can't be doing this. And don't get me wrong, I do recall Cash Doll mentioning kids, like plural, in one of the first scenes that she was in a season 1. And so I was further confused. I'm like, okay, we only see 1 kid. So why are we saying kids originally? So I was lost, but maybe TT was always in the picture. She was just always at mama's house because she did mention in bed, like, I picked her up, but I'm going to drop her back off with some new clothes. So maybe she one of them kids that grandma claimed, and Cash Doll was like, she's too young. I got time for that crying and baby and bottle making. So that's low key grandma baby. And I just keep Zoe. Like, that's probably what it is. But I was confused. Yes, Samira, he does have 2 daughters. But if we're, and like I said, I don't know if, because we know they're varying from the real life a little bit. But his second daughter was created when he met his baby mama in Atlanta. He didn't get to Atlanta yet. So, yeah. DeMarcus, you said TT is Monique and Lamar's baby. So are you saying that she's passing it off as Meech's baby because they think Lamar is dead? Or like, it still don't make sense to me. I'm like, y'all got me feeling real slow, BMF. I mean, I say the degree makes me smart, okay? But I have learned the skill of putting two together, okay? And yeah, I got a -4 out of this equation. So yeah, I was confused. Maybe they'll clarify a little bit more, but it had me real thrown, okay? Hey, Savannah Boo, ain't that the ham off the hog? I cannot with these things. Savannah, you got roots in like Mississippi or something? I love you, girl, but you be cracking me up with these things. Oh God. Oh gosh. DeMarcus, you said Nene is Meech and Lori's daughter, but that's not the same girl that's in this scene though. Because there was no, because Cash Doll clearly said she's taking this girl to her mom's house. I had my closed caption on. I was peeping all the dialogue. Oh, South Carolina. Okay, boo. Me too. But yes, let me just move on because y'all know I hate when things don't make sense. Okay. But let's carry on. Okay. So T and Nicole get into a car accident, and y'all, I got PTSD immediately. I done been in a few car accidents, and they all stress me out, and especially working from home and just even having to travel certain places. Sometimes my job be like, oh, we want y'all to come in the office. I be scratched sometimes because people here in Charlotte do not know how to drive. We have a lot of transplants, don't get me wrong. In all my years in Charlotte, I met maybe 10 people that's originally from Charlotte. So I know it ain't really Charlotte people that's messing up. It's people from other states. But I be stressed out on the road, y'all. I cannot. These people are crazy. All right. Nonetheless, it gets real, bad. I'm glad, there was no fatalities, but Nicole got a little bruise. And, the EMTD was like, we don't have any issues but concussions, but keep an eye on Nicole. All right. And, sorry. Oh, Lucille was like, Nicole, make sure you're very honest about how you feel. And she was like, Mom. I'm like, yeah, watch out for Nicole now. Can't trust Nicole. Meanwhile, Charles Preston T was like, all right, are you okay? All right, cool. So what's up with this? Like, are you back in the drug game? Like, he automatically goes back to the drug game every time he tight with Terry if something goes wrong. And I mean, Charles, you probably need to go in the drug game to get your funds up, but I'm gonna be quiet. So I'm not trying to promote that, y'all, but I'm tired of Charles and his stressed out self being broke. So he was like, no, probably some mischief night type thing. Like Terry, it seems like he possibly knew at this point who it was, but wasn't quite sure. So Charles was like, all right now. All right. Meanwhile, Meech goes over to K9's little gambling spot, and we are introduced to Sterling Black. He's a quarterly head of the PAs. Of course, they took a minute to, introduce him in a sense, so I'm sure we'll see him later on in the future. But long story short, Sterling caught some dude cheating, and he pretty much tried to deny it. I'm like, dude, you got the cards up your sleeve. Like, he's talking about, K9, you know me. I'm like, come on now. If we know K9, we know he crazy. He crazy, okay? So why you playing, bro? Why you playing with your life? Whatever he got that came to him, he deserved it, okay? Because you dumb. All right, so Meech was like, K9, I didn't know you let people, with weapons up in your spot. So I took a note. K9 said, rules pretty much the rules ain't the same for everybody. So I'm like, all right, I got you, K9. I can't really trust you, okay, because you're inconsistent, all right? And he was like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go out to clubs. So Meech was like, dang, bro, what you do for fun? He was like, I make money. I'm like, okay. Normally, every man has some type of vice. I think K9's vice is really just scaring folk. And trying to play crazy, okay? So Meech, of course, the whole Ohio thing with his cousin got him, set him back a little bit. So he was like, I need you to front me some bricks. because I got a little situation in Ohio. He was like, I don't know. That sounds like a you problem. This drought over here is really actually working out for me. Holding, the weight is making me more money. So he was like, all right. You remember the loud dude, you know what I'm saying, that was in the spot the other night? Yeah, his name Travis from Brightmoor. Okay, he owed me a grip. So if you bring him back alive to me, I may, okay, emphasis on may and might, front you the bricks. So I'm like, Meech, you effed up right there. Okay, we need clear lines of communication, and this contract need to be sealed and need to be in my benefit if I succeed. I can't live on no might, bro. But Meech right now, he's living off his mercy. So he's like, all right, cool. But I'm like, Meech, bro, do you recall how big Travis was? Okay. K9 could have not possibly thunk that Meech, not saying he a little dude, but Meech, and we know Meech in real life, he was pretty tall. But Debo, aka Travis, how you gonna bring somebody like that under their against their will to a location? He's supposed to roofie him, find a tranquilizer. Like, how did he think? And that's why I feel like, this was kind of a setup. Cause bruh, this was like doomed to fail. Okay. So he also tells me, don't tell nobody, like on some pops from Wayne's Brothers. Like, don't tell nobody. I'm like, okay, he up to something. Definitely up to something. Let me see what y'all talking about. Mr. Jones, K9 a blow pop big ass sucker. DeMarcus said K9 don't have any weaknesses. Yes, DeMarcus, that's what I'm saying. K9 sent Meech to a death trap. Like, come on. Back, Savannah. K9 ain't ish. Even though I'm trying to really like this character, but like you said, Savannah, something in the milk ain't clean, okay? Like, I feel like he's going to do something to really piss me off, okay? So, moving on. Back at the precinct, okay? We have Jen over there. She's over there in a pensive state, just trying to put all the pieces together, looking at the, board of all the criminals or what have you, okay? So, self-righteous as Bryant, he was like, we interviewed the two punks we, arrested at the, little takedown or whatever. They're not, 50 boys, okay? And yeah, apparently they, long story short, combined forces. So 50 Boys and 12th Street, they're now called BMF, all right? So she's like, oh, I kind of like the name. It's a little more colorful, all right? I was like, okay, girl. And so he was like, yeah, regardless, we know that Meech Flannery, okay, is a part of all of these things. So therefore, we need to get him. She was like, dang, bro, like, what's your obsessing? Like, you obsessing way too hard over this, bro. He was like, well, he's a part of the demise of this community. And I'm like, bro, Brian, I cannot. This is part of my reason. Like, if Brian was always this self-righteous, I'd have been like, cool, you still aggravating, but I get it. But you was just being paid off by Meech 3, 4, 5 months ago. Like, what are we doing here? Like, and I understand, okay, boom, we saw his partner get killed. All right, fine. He had a little conversation with Meech at the gas station last season. Meech was kind of pressing him a little bit, but it just seems like an unrealistic. I don't want to say unrealistic. I just don't like how it's being illustrated where he was like, all right, kind of annoyed and frustrated with Meech. And I think Meech low-key did threaten his son a little bit, as I politely recall last season. But maybe I would have appreciated a few more scenes with Brian, like just going into a couple crack houses or somebody that he's, a family member or close with, who got drugs from Meech's crew, fell on hard times and crack or something. I don't know. I just needed a little more like cultivation of this progression of Detective Bryant's like fury with Meech. Like, I don't know. It just seems like we're kind of jumping a little bit. Like, you real gung-ho right now, okay? For real. Like, calm down, okay? So their co-worker Detective, what is his name? Detective Darnell. He was pretty much saying like, hey, we need to like start patrolling again because the captain, he wants to make sure we either catch Lamar or Meech before we get any more bloodshed. Because we already know it's going to be on and popping if they see each other. Okay. But yes, y'all, I'm just I don't know. What are y'all saying? Mr. Jones, you think Brian and Jen gonna smash? It was, to me, it was possible maybe in the beginning, but right now I feel like she's so turned off with Brian and his ways. She was like, I'm good. If y'all want to be on TikTok, like, get somebody else to do it. Like, I don't see that right now. They on two totally different levels, I feel like. Just the way she's like, the way she is right now, especially with the whole stunt he pulled at the end of the episode, I can't. No, I don't think she get any type of satisfaction from your boy Brian. Okay, her meow is as dry as Lucille at this point when it comes to Brian. Okay, because I don't think she feeling him like that. You thought I was feeling you? No, no, he's not a much. Okay, so Terry, he goes over, to the insurance company. And apparently he called previously to try to figure out if his slashed tires is covered. And Lala, aka Markeisha, aka Keisha, was like, no, hun, you guys pretty much got the cheapest insurance. Therefore, your tires aren't covered, okay? So he looks over at the little brochures that he, kind of vandalized from Touch of Class. And she was like, yeah, the owner was quite pissed off when he saw you did that. And he was like, he's a white man with a little scar on his lip? And she was like, that's Cleet. He was like, oh, that's the fool that pretty much, low key threatened me at the airport. She was like, yeah, he was real pissed. So, Terry was turning up, okay? He was over there just being loud and whatnot. And, Lala was like, all right, now you scaring the white people. You scaring us. All right, you need to calm down and stop being a child and stop being all ghetto, okay? This is a place of biz naives, okay? And so Terry was like, hey, you talking to me like a kid? She was like, well, stop acting like one. I said, I mean, I'm just saying, you probably got a good 10 years on him, Lala, so I can understand. But anywho, sorry, Markeisha. So, she tells him to go outside and she goes out there, and goes on lunch and, takes him there. Okay, so they go to lunch, okay, in this little swanky, situation. And, they're talking or what have you. And she was like, I like your hair. It looked real cute. It don't look like Isaac from the Love Boat no more. And I was like, okay, he was showing a little attraction. Okay. So she introduces them to calamari, which is hella fire. Okay. It's fried squid, but it's really, really good. So he was like, not trying to touch it. And he was like, all right, I'm going to try it. So he actually liked it. So, of course, we're seeing how she's upgraded him. She's really, get her Beyonce on up in here. And he was like, low-key smooth, but not smooth. He was like, but are you happy? And she was like, I ain't got time to be happy, okay? I got other people to try to make happy. I don't have time, okay? I put myself last, which is, that's very relatable with a lot of women's, okay? And so, she talks about working late because they got, some fraud cases they got to prep for because the white folks be doing fraudulent-ish when it come to Devil's Night, all right? And so he was like, dang, that's great. And it's real cute. We kind of see, their budding relationship. But I don't know. I was like, I need clarity. I need them just to give me an age. Like, is she playing 25? Okay. Is she playing 25 and he's what, 16, 17? And don't get me wrong. Like, looking at this pic right here, like, he's definitely giving me a good, like, 25 right here. I mean, Da Vinci / T is, Y'all know what I'm trying to say, okay? Got a little aviator situation on. So yes, it's a lot going on, all right? Yes, Mr. Jones, I appreciate it. Hit that like and that share. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. Monique, you said shady. Hey, Monique. Who was shady? Let me know. I don't even know what I was talking about, girl. Y'all, this scene was so funny to me. Okay, we got Ash and Larry. All right. Okay, I think his name is Earl. Okay, him and Lamar is cousins. I'm like, oh, y'all bloodline is cray cray. Okay, somebody done. Two cousins must have, procreated because y'all a crazy little bunch. Okay, so Ashley Larry, I just want to say Ashley Larry. I ain't gonna lie. Donnell Rollins, I appreciate him. Yes, Alvin, thank you, Alvin Simon Theodore. I'm sorry, y'all. It's early. I'd be random. Chipmunks was my jam as a kid. Okay. Anywho, he over there, talking about how somebody he he trying to make beautiful, okay, for the funeral. He was like, nah, you look dead, but I'm gonna make you pretty. I'm gonna make you pretty, make you look alive again, okay? So Lamar, pops up, all possessed or what have you. So he was like, damn, nigga, you all right? You should have gave me a warning. I'm like, come on, Alvin, you doing way too much, okay? I'm just saying. So he was trying to help him up. He was like, damn, nigga, stop eating all that candy, y'all little fat ass. Oh my God. So he proceeds, Lamar proceeds to take the Gators off the dead man. And Alvin was like, nah, bro, you can't do that. It's a violation. And I'm like, hold up. Okay, we cannot pick and choose the rules that we abide by, Alvin. Okay, because last season you was over there doing unsavory things to the women's, okay? So you can't, nah, bro. I gotta call you out. I gotta call you out on that. So Lamar was like, bruh, he don't need these shoes, okay? He was like, matter of fact, give me them pants right there. And I'm like, dang, took the man pants. Ain't nobody else in the morgue got clothes. I mean, you take the dead man's shoes. I'm sure you can find a dead man outfit. I'm just saying. So now we see Lamar is on the loose, y'all. Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. So Zoe at school talking about Jerome, a little boy. I'm like, I don't know. I got a mommy more. I'm like, what you mean? What you mean you put a note in your book bag talking about he want to go trick-or-treating with you? This ain't no date opportunity, okay? You don't go trick-or-treating on a date. Calm down. You see, she get a little too fast for me. Okay. Anywho, she over there, talking to her friends. And across the street, we see Lamar over here dressed like Keith Murray in his most recent interviews. Y'all, have y'all peeped Keith Murray's interviews? Like, we already knew he was a character. It was low-key funny and sad because we see he's definitely gone. He's zooted on something, okay? But he is hella animated. But this man, he had on a whole blazer with a hoodie. Like, it was a lot. I'm like, please, somebody help Keith Murray. Please help Keith Murray, y'all. I just hate to see anybody, but I just hate to see, I don't know, I was put him in legend category, but he up there. Come on, protect Keith Murray at all costs. All right. Please. I wish I don't know, he's long story short, but he's my cousin's cousin, Keith Murray. So I never met him, but I met people he's like related to. But I know my cousin, he gonna be like, that ain't my problem. I know that sound bad. But they don't really know each other like that either. It's one of them situations where you close to one side of the family, not. But somebody help Keith Murray, please. Anywho, Lamar is over there peeping out Zoe because he love that little girl. All right? And I'm like, Lamar, this outfit. Look at the Gators, y'all. He got the Gators with the track pants, with the hoodie and the blazer, y'all. Lamar don't care. He was like, I'm trying to kill folk and see about folk. I ain't got time to be fashionable, okay? So a school bus kind of rides in between Zoe and Lamar. And when the school bus leaves, he gone. Okay, he really being ghost up here in these streets. Okay, so Monique comes up like, girl, the car running. Like, what's going on? She was like, I think I saw Daddy, and she was like, no, I don't think that's him. You crazy, girl. She looked a little concerned too because she know Lamar cray. Oh Lord, y'all, put a one in the chat if this thing aggravated you with B. Mickey coming out of the pool hall and Bryant had the audacity to come up there in front of the pool hall, which I'm pretty sure is in the hood, and light his cigarette. Like, you try to get this man killed, and he no longer gonna be your CI. He gonna be dead. Like, this don't make no sense. You popping up on this man like everywhere. You're not trying to be inconspicuous by no means. Like, it's so frustrating to me. Like, come on, meet him in a dark alley somewhere. Like, oh my God. Like, Bryant. And don't get me wrong, these shows are low-key all about cops and robbers, okay? We got criminals and we got cops. We have to have that formula to make it dramatic. I get it. But I'm low-key getting tired of the overzealous cop trying to get the drug dealer. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just over it. If it's executed well, I don't mind it. But this is pure like foolishness. Like, I'm aggravated. Okay? So he lights his cigarette like it's some romance scene or what have you. He was like, let's go on a trip somewhere. We're going on a field trip. I ain't going to be long. I'm like, oh, Lord. Meanwhile, he on the hunt to find Travis. Okay, so he noticed and peeped that there was a little, tattoo on your boy's hand. So he was like, I'm going to go to every tattoo parlor and try to find him. So he get lucky and find a tattoo shop that he, got some work done. All right. And yeah, he pretty much, was strong arming the man. He was like, Travis gonna kill me if I tell you. He said, well, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna need you to go with the most immediate threat. Okay, you gotta worry about Travis another day because this man is real tight right now. So I'm gonna need you to comply and give this man what he wants. Okay, so we get, Travis's little consent form. We get his address. I'm like, ooh, all right. So meanwhile, Monique calls me. She was like, I don't know if I'm tripping, but Zoe said she saw Lamar at school. He was like, hell no, that's impossible. That nigga dead. I'm like, dead, not just dead. That nigga dead. I sold my 2 eyes. I was like, Meech, you kind of didn't. You didn't stick around to see if that man had a pulse or not. So I'm gonna need you. Oh Lord, I'm just so aggravated, y'all. He was like, well, stop having Zoe watching them scary movies. That's the problem. I'm like, oh, okay, now it's a parenting issue. But I said, I'm just let it go because you're going to understand Meech in a minute. All right. Meanwhile, Terry, I ain't gonna lie. Now, Terry was like kind of perceived as the more calm and like studious brother. But I love seeing the aggression in Terry. I'm just saying, on the TV screen, I was like, yes, Terry. Yes, Terry, do that. I mean, you may not be making the best decisions, but I love it, y'all. What's up, the homie? How are you? Thank you for coming through. All right. So he goes over to touch a class ran by Cleet. He was like, I got this invoice here and your boy need to pay it. Okay. And so Cleet comes out as well as the rest of his employees. Now, if y'all look on this screen, all the employees are African American. Okay. Now, I'm not big on like doing theories. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, right? But I don't, I don't really make too many like theory videos unless it's really in my heart. But I really feel like Cleet's people is probably going to turn on him. Because one, don't get me wrong, they need their job. But I feel like with the frustration of seeing Cleet kind of messing with the business of their very own African American, okay, that's gonna make them feel away. And so I feel like Terry's probably gonna realize, like, dang, all his peoples are black. So he probably gonna be on some Suge Knight, like, come to death row type ish. And like, Pops, we need about 6 more cars, okay? And we about to get some new drivers. And of course, that's gonna possibly go into, adding them to BMF's repertoire or what have you, and have them, transporting the drugs eventually. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just feel like they really made a point to let us see all his employees, okay? The mechanics, the receptionists, the drivers, everybody else black. Everybody else black but Cleet, okay? I'm just saying. And you probably getting them for cheap. And that's another reason why Cleet need to go ahead somewhere. Okay. So I don't know now. We gonna see. Savannah, you said, why couldn't he go to Meech? At this time, he's trying to handle it on his own. You know what I'm saying? Him and Meech ain't on the best, of standards at this point. So he's, he grown out here. And Lala warned him, like, you can't be going to a man like Cleet without, some backup. And of course, he being stubborn. That's one of the naive things that we see them doing, because I would just chalk it up for them being kids, even though I hate that excuse, because he's very much showing his intelligence in other areas. But as we saw in the previous scene with Monique and your boy Meech, he didn't believe Millar. I done made a whole name for the man. He didn't believe Lamar, or he don't believe Lamar is alive because he shot him. But he should know, you need to wait until there is no pulse. Okay, but we ain't had time because the po-po was coming. We need no witnesses. All right. Oh, Lord. Here goes another aggravating scene, y'all. It was good and funny, but I was so aggravated. So, lo and behold, the field trip that Bryant takes B. Mickey on is to the morgue, okay? So, he's showing him all these dead bodies, okay, in the little trailers, okay? We real boys in the hood. You want to see a dead body up in here, okay? So, he makes it a point to say, you are the cause of all these dead bodies. The poison you putting out here in these streets is relating and pretty much equating to these dead bodies. I'm like, you put all these dead bodies on this one drug dealer. I mean, I understand he's a part of an organization, but it's pure manipulation going on up in here, okay? And so he got the nerve to say, Kato up in here too. B. Mickey's like, you think I'm stupid? He was like, well, she had no family. Oh, well, she kind of had a little family. So he brings out this autopsy report with this sonogram and pretty much saying, well, use the daddy. I said, see, you messing up right there because you're not using the correct tense, okay? I would have said you were a daddy, okay? And then, so B. Mickey throws up, okay? And he said, well, what you want me to do? And he was like, well, I need you to tell me you got a new supply, okay? You got a new, hookup. And I'll take it from there. And I'm like, oh my God. And like, it was pure manipulation. Like, B. Mickey, like, can you not see? Like, Detective Howard even said, well, BMF, that's some BS. That ain't really no family type ish. Like, who would make you kill your woman and your child? I'm like, of course, you just telling him she was so-called pregnant, if that's real, okay? Because y'all know I be side-eyeing Brian, okay? And like, nobody knew. If B. Mickey didn't know, of course, Meech didn't know. Like, come on, bruh. Come on. Like, this scene. Oh my God. And I hate the fact that they showed us that Bryant stays alive past this. Like, I hate that he was part of this whole scene with T getting arrested in the beginning, because you can't tell me that he wasn't gonna die soon, okay? Like, I don't know if that was good TV or bad TV, but I would have loved the suspense of knowing or not knowing how long Bryant was going to last. But I'm no writer, child. I'm just saying. Hi, Shay. How are you? I was thinking that too, HE. That's what, like, I don't know if I trust this. Like, you were saying that that was fake. I don't believe they were taking sonograms of a corpse. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe so either. So I'm really like low-key, like 50-50, if that. I don't even know if I'm 50-50. I'm probably like 30-70. I think it's pure manipulation. But of course, I don't know if we doing the whole Tommy Holly, I done killed my baby mother and my unborn child type thing. We already did that. Been there, done that, but whatever. Hey, Tamika, how are you? Yes. Okay, I'm not the only one. Mr. Jones said they dropped the ball showing Bryant in the future. Yeah, I'm like, we didn't need to see that. Because the whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, he gonna die soon. Oh, he got to die, okay? But knowing he gonna stick around and be in our everlasting nerves for the next 20 years, I'm stressed, okay? So, y'all didn't see, almost broke a sister down, okay? I was over here shedding the tears in the trap, okay? So, of course, we know Meech got the address from Debo, for Debo. I'm gonna call him Debo versus Travis because he's giving me like Debo vibes, okay? So, apparently it's a crack house, okay? He, sees a little girl and a woman, and he was like, where Travis at? She was like, oh, he dipped out or whatever. And so I'm not sure if he serves these people or this is, relatives, probably relatives of his. Because he apparently this is the address he put on the document. But long story short, this woman is strung out. This little girl is malnourished. Like, it's real sad, okay? So he was asking, Meech asked the little girl, like, well, last time you ate, baby? Like, and of course, the lady was like, we learned her name is Grace. Don't worry about her. Get me. I tell you what Travis had to give me a hit. And I'm like, oh Lord, we going there, child. We going there with the fiendry. So Meech, of course, is like, girl, like, I got a gun to your head. Like, what's up, boo? Like, what's going on? So she was like, I'll do everything you want. Like, I'll suck you know what? And I'm like, oh Lord. She's like, come get this pee. I was like, oh my God. Not literally throwing a pee at him. Throwing a pee at him. Like, I'm like, ooh. And not the PEE. We doing what Christian P. Diddy do. I'm talking about the PUS, blah, blah, blah. And she was ready to give it up. That's, how it is when you're on that stuff. So he calls B Mickey, was like, all right, I need you to, run some errands for me. So he brings back, some rocks and some McDonald's, right? I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I got some nostalgia when I saw the little Happy Meal box, y'all. Woo, with the little toy, the little burger, the little cheeseburger, and the fries used to hit, child. Oh my God, Lord. Anywho, he gives the little girl, the McDonald's. I'm like, okay, they feed a little girl. So this lady, Grace, proceeds to smoke the crack rock in front of the child. I'm like, I don't expect her to have some decency. She a whole fiend out here, okay? Meech told B Mickey to go ahead and take the girl out of the room. Meanwhile, before they was waiting on the crack in the McDonald's, Meech realizes that, hey, you sing this nursery rhyme. I know this rhyme. You sound like my old babysitter. So they realize that they know each other. Okay. She used to babysit Meech. Because for a minute, she was like, what? And then, of course, she got on her right mind for a second. She was like, Meechie. So I'm like, okay, she really know him. She's like, how's the parents? How's Terry Nicole? I'm like, oh my God. Ain't nothing worse than running into somebody that you knew back in the day or ain't seen in a while and realize the negative turn they take. Like, that really takes a toll. And so they're really showing Meech the downside of what he's doing. But I don't know if I truly appreciate him seeing this, knowing the turn he takes and progresses with the drug game. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Moochie, what's up? Thank you for coming through. Like, this would be great for somebody like a Leon character, Snowfall. Like, we see them actually turning and making a change. But if they're going on par with the Meech and Terry story of BMF, seeing this really doesn't really do much for Meech, because you end up still being one of the biggest distributors in your time in terms of the United States. So it's like, it's showing, yes, you see the downside, but you still gonna be selling that crack rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, but it's like, if y'all not gonna do nothing with this scene and this revelation of Meech, I don't know if we need to see it. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, we see B Mickey. He kind of taking a I don't want to say a liking to the little girl, but if he's in the mindset of the seed that Brian put in him about, his unborn child being deceased, he's probably like, dang, like, this could be my little girl. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, Meech gives the lady the crack rock. She smokes it. And she was like, don't be over here judging me. He was like, what you talking about, girl? And she was like, well, I'm addicted just as you, okay? You addicted to this life and this money, and I'm addicted to this crack rock. So judge your mama, okay? And so he was like, ooh, okay, lady, you low-key right. But he didn't say all that. So he tell B Mickey, come on, let's go. I'm like, take the little girl. I ain't really want to, like, snitch and call authorities, but we kind of need to call authorities because this little girl clearly ain't getting the guidance that she need. I don't know, maybe Travis was helping the little girl, maybe not, because Meech was the one who actually got her food. So yeah, I understand we can't save everybody, but god damn, like, find a little auntie or somebody for the little girl. Oh Jesus. Aisha, you said, poor B Mickey. I wanted to hug him when watching with the little girl eat her Happy Meal. That was right after he found out Kate and him were pregnant. Yeah, as we stated earlier, I know you came in a little late. I'm a little suspicious of that whole sonogram. Like, I want to believe it, but I don't trust Bryant because at this point, he real tight and he is on that, Malcolm X by any means necessary motto at this point. So I feel like he would do anything and everything to get B Mickey to stitch. I'm like, if she was, don't get me wrong. And this is part of the thing, like, what's the timeline? Because you could have started out the gate with that, like, boom. You know what I'm saying? 3 weeks ago. But I guess it's a time and a place for everything. You kind of have to level up your threat and your authority. But I don't know if I trust that. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all believe that sonogram was real. Because I'm like 40, 60 more so it not being real. The more and more that I think about it. I'm just saying. Gucci said he's affected at the moment. I'm probably talking about the little girl. Yes, he's really like in his feelings. So I'm kind of thinking, now that we've discussed the Meech, I feel like possibly B Mickey may be getting a heart. Is there a heart in the house tonight? Stand up. I feel like he may grow a conscience and possibly be like, you know what? I don't want to sell this crack rock no more. Okay. So we gonna see. We gonna see what they end up doing with B Mickey's character. Is he gonna go to jail? Is he gonna die? Is he gonna be, on some, dashiki wearing self-righteousness? They weren't wearing dashikis back then in that time. But you know what I mean? You know what I mean. Hey, Detroit, what's up? Thank you for coming through. So, y'all, Lord. Episode 11 of the Charles and Lucille show. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This is probably one of my favorites, probably my favorite storyline of the whole damn show. I'm just saying. So, Lucille over here praising the Lord, Charles over there, saying and just playing, and we having a good old time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is Sunday morning. It's the I don't know. The membership look kind of low for a Sunday, so maybe I don't want to say really revival. That's normally in the evenings. I don't know what this is, but let's just say it's church, okay? And so, we over there grooving, grooving. So Lucille like, oh, look at my man playing. And then Charles is a little too he in his fellow bandmates or choir mates' face. And she peeping game. I'm like, oh, Charles, you being real disrespectful, okay? You looking like y'all over here, the next Peaches and Herb, Ike and Tina, the big review. Like, no. Get out this woman face like that. Like, he was all up in this lady face in front of your wife. Getting no panty draws is really affecting Charles. Charles is all in that lady face. Papa might be a Rolling Stone, okay? So after church, Lucille has a conversation with Pastor Swift, okay? And he was, pretty much trying to counsel her, but she was like, I'm a little, I'm losing a little faith. And, he was like, he was assuming about Jesus. She was like, no, not about God, about my marriage. Okay. Me and Charles haven't really been intimate. I've been trying all I can. And he was, pretty much giving her the advice. Oh my God. Pretty much saying like, you need to make yourself more desirable as the women in those nudie magazines. And she was like, I tried, I bought the lingerie. He still said no. His spirit wasn't feeling the punani at the moment, okay? And so he was like, well, you need to just submit to your man. And so she was like, well, I'm not just the kind of woman just to be submitted to any old man. He was like, well, per the Bible, you need to submit to your man. Bye-bye. Long story short, okay? And I'm like, okay, here we are talking about submissiveness. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm not trying to make this a long review, but I just feel like, honestly, to really counsel someone in this situation, I feel like they both needed to be in the room so the pastor can hear both sides and make his assessment and his recommendation from there. Now, in terms of the comfortability, I mean, maybe Lucille like felt like, you know, he could help. He's the quote unquote man of the cloth, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about getting marital counseling from a pastor versus just a therapist. But you already know how these church folk be. Okay, we don't need counseling. We need Jesus, and we need to pray, and we need to consult the pastor. Okay. So right after that, okay. Sorry. So Pastor Swift goes to Charles. He packing up his little instruments, and he was like, you know, Charles, you did your thing. You know what I'm saying? You was doing it. And so he also kind of like low-key smooth and not smooth said, well, Lucille said things may not be as prosperous in your marital bed. I was like, oh, child. So Charles, you know, that ego, you ain't doing nothing to bruise his ego any further. Okay. He was like, all right, Pastor, I ain't never hit no man in the cloth, but you coming real close to a two-piece. Okay. And so he was like, don't worry about me and my marital bed. We be fine. All right. So I'm like, oh, child, Jesus. So yeah, y'all. Oh, child, this is a lot. This is a lot. Samir, HGA, they can't afford therapy. I know, child. I know. Oh, Lord, I know. But the put all the responsibility on Lucille, Pastor Swift, I don't know, but he Pastor Swift. I'm just saying. We can't expect the best marital advice from this man, and we find out he on his third marriage, okay? So I'm just saying. But let's talk about this, okay? Because I was like, this wig remind me of something. I just had to do a side by side. And I'm like, you know, this is giving real Party City. 50 Cent. We know you got a little more coin in that piggy bank to get this man a better wig. Now, I understand this man got floor-length dreads under this wig, but bruh, come on. Come on. Just the hump of it all, child. Just the hump. Like, what are we doing? Let them know. Don't get me wrong. I love Snoop. I love the fact he putting his friends on. I get it. But I don't know if I just agree with the casting. I'm just saying the wig is horrible. Detroit, if you in here, anybody from Detroit in here, I mean, was dreads not a thing in the 80s? Like, I understand we're trying to be on par with the costume edge, what was popular, but I'm pretty sure some Rastafarians wearing dreads, but I don't know what they had going on in Detroit. But it's a lot. Come on. Y'all pay all of $19.99 for this. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. The market said Lucille respect Pastor Swift more than her husband Charles. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. I was thinking that too, Aisha. I was thinking, but I was watching him on something else. I was just like, he looking real. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. And be quiet. Hey, Mary said you recall seeing fades and braids. Okay, all right. I'm just saying. I just had to point that out because I'm like, this wig remind me of something. Oh Lord. So right off the heels of getting his ego kicked, then you know what? He said Charles is gonna release his aggression on good old Terry. Okay, so they meet at the auto shop. So apparently, Cleet in Touch of Class, which is is a laugh because y'all ain't showing no class right now. But they just slashed all the tires for the Flittery family business, okay? And so Charles was like, you in that drug business again. Like, I'm like, Charles, this has become a broken record. I'm aggravated as hell, okay? So he was like, Pops, this ain't what it is. I'm gonna fix it. So, you know, Charles leaves because he aggravated because he got everybody judging him. And, you know, he had the nerve to say, I moved one step forward and three steps back. I said, so this your business. So this your check you cash for this business. Now, the only thing I'm gonna give you responsibility for, Charles, is the idea, one, and two, you gotta, hold yourself accountable. You purchased 4 vehicles for 1.5 drivers, so that's on your tail because you're not making no money. Poor planning, okay? Ain't gonna tell Terry, Lord Jesus. You gonna learn how to be a real man by providing for your family by making an honest living. Oh yeah, I mean, not saying I'm a condone selling the drugs and being in that life, but Charles, sir, I'm gonna need you not give me this advice right now. Like, I understand the fundamentals. Don't get me wrong. He's teaching Terry the right thing, but at the same time, he ain't the best example because it ain't really working in everybody else's eyes because Charles, we ain't making the ends meet, bruh. Like, I'm still mad. We don't have no mortgage. Terry pretty much paying for his own life. I'm pretty sure he has some ducats saved from the drug life and possibly from the settlement. Okay, so we really worried about Lucille, Charles, and Nicole, and we have no mortgage. Where's the money going? I'm sure she bringing Wendy's home at least 3-4 times a week. Oh, Lord. So he leaves, all right? So Denise, ride or die Denise. I knew I was something about Denise I was going to like. I ain't going to lie. I was a little sus, but I'm like, I think I'm going to like her. Just the way Terry was feeling her. I said, oh, they going to turn around to where Terry going to be liking this lady, okay? So Teresa was like, I don't know what your pop's on. I love him dearly. We used to work together and all that. But I got a son in college to provide for, bruh. What we doing? I was like, ooh. I was like, first of all, Denise, he owned up to get his own job, okay? You acting like you got a wham baby at the house. Like, girl, he a grown man. He at least 18. You better give him a little part-time, but I get it. You still trying to provide for your son, okay? I ain't gonna be mad at you. But she was like, your father don't understand the fact that whoever did this is gonna keep coming. So we need to wrap this in the bud because I need to make my money, okay? So Terry was like, okay, so all right, cool, bet. You know a lot about cars, don't you? She's like, yes, more than most men. He was like, okay. All right, we about to figure something out. I was like, oh, look at this. All right, Denise, I'm gonna like you. I think she's probably gonna be possibly pivotal in this drug situation. He better utilize her once he get back in the game. I'm just saying. Oh Lord. Okay, we back to the Charles and Lucille show, okay? Nicole over there carving pumpkins because you know it's Halloween time. So Charles has such a sense of urgency to fix ish, okay? So he was like, I'll be back, y'all. I'm about to go fix Mabel's fan. So Lucille was like, oh, really? What about our walls? Okay, they've been needing fixing for 2 years. So of course we know it's subliminals going on up in here. So Charles was like, all right, Nicole, going upstairs. I gotta talk to your mama. So I was like, okay, it's go time, baby. Okay. So he was like, Lucille, how dare you embarrass me to Pastor Swift? She was like, I needed some advice, okay? He was like, advice from a stranger. She was like, he is not a stranger. He is our pastor, okay? He was like, yeah, on his third marriage. She was like, well, you better respect him. He's a man of the cloth. He was like, well, I'm going to get some respect. She said, when you earn it, I said, oh. Charles looked like he was about to shed them tears, bruh. I was like, Mabel. Damn! Lucille, you did the man like that? Oh, Jesus. Child, that shit hurt me. Now, don't get me wrong. My mouth be reckless. But you got to be watching what you say. You got to watch what you say because I know once he step out, if he step out, she gonna feel away, okay? But she don't respect Charles because the money ain't coming, okay? But yeah, Charles was real hurt, okay? He was real hurt. So he goes to Mabel, okay? And she over there throwing that thing in a circle dancing. All right. I'm like, oh, Mabel, we already know. We see the boobs is out again. Okay. So Charles, he over there peeping like a little creep. Okay. And she was like, Charles, come on, let me see what you're working with. Let me see what you're working with. He's like, all right, you doing fine yourself. You showing me all the moves. So she turned the radio up So he was like, all right, now I'm coming down. So they dancing. I'm like, oh, Lord Charles, don't do it. Don't do it. And he was like, I got to get out of here. I'm like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. So he pack it up. So she gives him, it looks like $40. Okay. $40. Okay. Shout out to baby boy. Okay. And so he's like, I can't take your money, Mabel. You like family. I'm like, she don't think you family, but okay. She made it a point to say, what you do, your time and your work, I respect that. I was like, oh, Charles gonna be singing Aretha in the shower. R-E-S-P-C-T. When you hear that word respect, I was like, oh, she got him. I'm like, Charles, you took that money. It went for your services, okay? It was a DDP, okay? A D down payment, okay? Because she already know what's going on. She been at your house, bruh. She already know y'all got issues, one. So she over there testing you and see how far you going to go, okay? She was like, what that pelvic muscle do? So she was testing you with the dancing and see if it's even going to be worth her time when y'all cross those boundaries, all right? She know what she doing, Mabel. I'm just saying that $40, it went for you fixing that fan, because that didn't even look like $40 worth of work. Of course, we didn't see the whole repair, but it looked like a screw was loose. That wasn't worth no $40. And if she a single woman, $40 back then is a lot of money, okay? So he took that DDP, and we're going to see what happens. Because Mabel, that little picture on the bottom right-hand side, she was like, yeah, I'm going to give him one more good time. One more good time. And see that you was doing too much. You let this woman in your house when you had all that drama going on. That was nothing but fuel for her to infiltrate your structure that's already damaged. Anywho. Oh, Lord, backdraft. Okay, y'all. So Jen and Brian, they over there, patrolling the neighborhood, okay? They talking about Moby Dick and everything, blah, blah, blah. So they get a call, it's a fire, okay? So they come up to a house, the whole neighborhood burning down this house because it's apparently a whore house, okay? And I'm like, why y'all mad at the people getting some? If people want to pay for some services, let them be. Now, if it was a crack house, I understand. But y'all burning down a whorehouse, whoop-de-freaking do. Y'all cleaning up the neighborhood. Okay. But could y'all at least audit and survey the house to make sure nobody was up in there? Y'all looking real dumb out here because somebody noticed somebody was screaming in the house. So Jen, she was like, I'm cool. I'll go ahead. I'll risk it all. So she went inside. And this was low-key kind of goofy. So she literally goes in this burning house, and literally 1.5 seconds later, she dragging this man on fire out the house. So Brian, he was aggravated because he's like, see, this is not even, I ain't get paid for this. I ain't getting paid for this, bro. Like, what are we doing here? Okay. So she puffing, risking her life literally because she has no type of, equipment for this, all the toxins in her body. So she goes to see the man that she saved. He was like, oh, it was you. She was like, yeah, bro, it was me. Okay. And so sorry, y'all. So, she was like, well, he's pretty much expressing like, the devil's night, everything that's going on with the fire and everything. It is causing his PTSD to flare up, okay? Like, because he's a veteran or whatever. And she was like, dang, my family, we're half Vietnamese. We witnessed the, fall of Saigon in 1975. My family escaped, but my brother didn't get the opportunity to, so we know now her brother died. And, she said it was nice, young, fine Black men such as yourself, okay, that helped us, okay? He was like, girl, you ain't got to thank me because, I didn't want to be in that war. No way. Okay. I was drafted. I had no choice. Okay. She said, well, you're still a hero. So thank you. He was like, dang, nobody said thank you before. And so, they have a nice little bonding moment. Okay. So she proceeds to go in the car and burn herself with a cigarette lighter. And I'm like, oh. So she is self-mutilating and she seems like she's dealing with her own PTSD. And she's definitely dealing with, the fact that she pretty much survived. Her brother is, he wasn't fortunate to do so. So she's dealing with a lot of guilt. Yes, definitely survivor's remorse, HEA. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm liking Jen's character. They're showing a lot of layers to her. I love that. So I hope they do right by her character and just make it all flow. Don't give us all this to go off of and just have her do some dumb shit. I don't got time for this, okay? Y'all got a good thing going. Don't F it up. Don't F it up. Oh, Lord. Hey, Moochie. Yes, Detective Bryce said we are not firemen. Brian ain't trying to save nobody, okay? He one of people that just do the bare minimum, except when it comes to Meech. He do it all for him. If Meech was in that fire, let me cry, y'all. So Brian gets in the car. He was like, girl, you risk both our lives up in here. Like, what are we doing? We are not firemen. And so she was like, bro, we don't choose who we save. He was like, yes, the hell we do. I was like, so she's peeping Brian. I don't know if she's going to request to change her partner or what have you, but yeah, he's showing himself. And I don't think she appreciate that, okay? She all for the brothers, as we see, okay? So back at Debo's house, this was a task doomed to fail, y'all. Like, this was a hot-ass mess, okay? So Meech and B Mickey, they pull up at Debo's house because, of course, Grace, the old babysitter, told him his new address, okay? And so upon approaching the house, they noticed that he was getting it on with K9's girl, Peaches. And I'm like, first of all, what are we doing here? Like, why can't we see you through the window? Like, curtains, anyone? Like, it was like a little share situation. I'm like, okay, this is kind of unrealistic. Like, okay, whatever. Like, y'all see all the business outside. Like, come on, we don't rock like that. You already know us with the melanin. We don't rock like that. We don't be having the windows and the blinds open like that, especially not at night. Come on. So they're approaching the house. They see somebody with a little Molotov cocktail about to get their little situation on with Devil's Night. So they, tell him like, no, go home, calm down. Here's some money. Let's get the little cocktail from dude. So they end up putting Debo's house on fire. Okay, his little non-acting self talking about my car. Like, I don't know why. It's just weird. I don't know. He's a friend of somebody that works for the show, whatever. But I mean, the haircut alone, he need to die. Okay. So it's this whole little pow situation in Debo's house, and Meech ends up shooting Debo, and he's like, dang, we were supposed to keep him alive. But how? Keeping hope alive, yeah, that's possible. But keeping Debo alive while trying to capture him and transport him to K9, that was never, ever, ever possible. If it was possible, y'all really had to, like, I don't know. Y'all would have had to knock him out, make him unconscious some type of way without him even seeing y'all. I don't know. Maybe the tattoo guy could have said, hey, Debo, you qualified for a raffle for a free tattoo, and have Meech come down when he in a chair, boop, pop him, then drag him to Peaches, to K9's crib. Like, I don't know. I mean, that was a whole weird scenario I just presented, but I don't know what K9 would have thunk. That's why I feel like he set this whole thing up knowing damn well, one, he don't necessarily have to get his hands dirty with, killing Debo. Two, he get a little freebie situation. Three, he get to test out Meech and his loyalty. Four, he still don't have to give Meech anything because he pointed out, maybe I will maybe give you these bricks. I'm just saying. Oh, Lord. So Peaches, I guess she stopped, dropped, and rolled during this whole gunfight because she was nowhere to be found, okay? Until old boy dropped. And this part was a little confusing to me because at first, when I first watched it, because she comes out, they over there talking about how they didn't mean to kill him. So she comes out with a gun at Meech's head, and she was, he was like, okay, your boy K9 sent us. She was like, well, I don't care. I'm still keep doing my thing. I'm just keep throwing this thing in a circle. So she kicks them out and tells them to get out. I'm like, first of all, this ain't even your house, girl. But I'm like, is this a setup? Like, for me, I was like, was this whole thing a setup for Peaches and K9, like, to get Meech to kill Debo? Like, I had so many scenarios. I'm like, okay, something in the milk ain't clean. Y'all let a sister know. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think this is a whole scheme by K9. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's a scheme created by K9 and Peaches. Or put a 3 in the chat if you just think this is just coinky dink. Because this is a lot. This is a lot. I'm just saying. I mean, for me, I don't think Peaches necessarily had anything to do. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on her. Because there's a lot going on, y'all. I was like, what? I was scratching my Meek Mill braids under my sew-in because I didn't know what was going on. And then they bring Debo to K9. He in the trunk. And K9 got the nerve to say, my instructions were clear, okay? I wanted him alive. And I'm like, look at the weight difference. If they couldn't even box together. They in 2 different weight classes. What you talking about, K9? Talking about, I ain't got to front you nothing. Take care of this. So be Mickey talking about, well, where we going to put the body? Peach said, I ain't got time. I got another appointment, okay? I got another criminal appointment. I ain't got time for this. We did not plan to have to dispose of this body because he was supposed to be alive. But I'm like, how, Sway? How, Sway? Aisha, you said 3. You think it's coinky dink? You said that man playing K9 said he met both the real life girlfriend and the wife of the real K9. He said she made herself known to him. Okay. Savannah, you think it was a plot by both HGA and Samaria? I think it was just K9. DeMarcus, you think it was both? I don't know, child. So the question is, what's going to happen with Peaches? Is he going to keep her on the team because she's valuable, because she speaks Arabic and he needs that? She's valuable to him on some level. But at the same time, that's the thing. It's like he said, don't tell nobody to Meech when he gave him this assignment. I don't know, y'all. I'm starting to think like this is a scheme that they both put to put Meech to the test. Because he said the man owed him money. But I like the way K9 been rolling, he like to do his kills himself for the most part. Like, you killed a whole man for 20 bands outside in daylight. So you mean to tell me you couldn't get to this man? Like, it's something in the milk ain't clean, as Savannah would say. Okay. Oh, child, this is a lot. Okay. So here's the reboot of goddamn Beverly Hills Cop. Okay. So we see Terry and Denise, they over there, sneaking in to touch a class, child. And I'm like, y'all about to put bananas in the tailpipe? What's going on here? Okay. But they actually are putting sugar in the tailpipes. They, pretty much rigging all the vehicles owned by Touch of Class. Okay. So I'm like, all right. She was giving Terry game. He was like, dang, I don't usually do dirt with white folk, but you really got me rethinking. I was like, yeah, keep her on your team. She's going to be very valuable. We already know that she'll give an F with Charles think. Therefore, she is definitely going to be down with the drugs, okay? Because she needs the money. She just got laid off. She got a son in college she's trying to support. It's a win-win for her. I'm just saying. Oh, God. DeMarcus said, who killed Travis? Now, this was the confusing part because, and I watched the scene a couple of times. For me, based on the placement of everything, I'm 99% sure it was Meech. But because visually, is Meech. But if you listen to the dialogue, you would think that B Mickey killed him. But B Mickey was still around the corner. You know what I'm saying? He was bucking, but he was still around the corner. Meech, when he shot old dude and went down, he started walking to him already. And then B Mickey came around the corner. So it looked, I'm 99% sure it was Meech because I watched the scene like 4 or 5 times. So, Aisha, you think B Mickey did it? Look at the scene again because I definitely rewinded it several times because it was confusing at first because he was making it seem like B Mickey, the way they dialogues, B Mickey was like, he was bucking back at us. What we supposed to do? Because Meech was like, we were supposed to kill him. All right, you said B Mickey. All right, I wish there was a way that I could replay the scene because it definitely looked like Meech. It definitely looked like Meech. Detroit, do me a favor. If you can't rewatch that scene, slow motion, and let me know in the Discord or something what you see again. Because it was hard to tell, but I'm standing by. I feel that Meech did it. They both were shooting at him, DeMarcus. Because one went through the front door, one went through the back door. They both were shooting at him. So, anywho, so, we got to go to our next criminal appointment. So, of course, and this is weird because I'm like, normally when you mess with the brakes on some vehicles, that's kind of a, fatal situation. But apparently they didn't do too much. They just want to kind of scare old dude from touch of class. So they ended up, following him while he had his, accident, if you will, quote unquote accident. And they pretty much, beat him up and warned him. Okay. So we're going to see how this touch of class situation ends. All right. And so this was a little creepy to me. I'm not even going to lie. If I was Markeisha, I would have been like, I don't know about this. So she's locking up because, she noted that she had to work late or what have you with all these fraud claims she had to prep. So T comes behind her like, hey, cutie, whatever, what's up? And she was like, what you doing here? So she's explaining it. But I'm like, I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. They got a cute little rapport. They went on a couple little dates or outings, but don't be popping up on me at 10 p.m. with a hoodie on, bruh. That's kind of, I don't know now. I don't know. That's kind of creepy to me. All right. But, she tries to scare you to her car because, she asked him what he was doing. I was on the way home and saw your car. I was like, oh, you was looking real deep in the parking lot because that parking lot looked real deep, but okay. I do believe him. All right. So, well, we'll see. So she scurries. Of course, she's avoiding eye contact. So he was like, what's wrong? Like, she's all jittery and what have you. And so he was like, look at me. So we see she has a black eye. And he was like, what happened? She was like, well, Boone, he got mad, like he always does. So, we know Boone is abusive. Okay. He was like, hey, if you was my girl, I would cherish you, blah, blah, blah. And so she was like, this is my husband, the father of my child, like, low key, I ain't going nowhere. Okay. And I'm like, ooh, okay, child. We're gonna see. I'm gonna love to see that storyline because we already see Meech and Lamar and Monique, that little triangle. But I'm interested to see the whole T triangle with Markeisha and Boone. Okay. Maybe they'll give us some later on in the season. Okay. Lord. So Monique over there playing Monopoly or what have you with her daughter, okay? So she gets a call, nobody says anything, so she assumes it's like a wrong answer, wrong number. She hears some tires screech off, and and I'm like, normally when you hear tires screech off and trying to figure out what's going on, I normally wouldn't open my door, but I'm like, okay, for TV purposes, we're gonna accept you opening your door, ma'am. And then she notices on the screen door, there's some candy that's there. So, Zoe was like, ain't that the candy daddy used to give you? I'm like, mm-hmm. You should believe Zoe, okay? Kids be knowing, all right? So Monique calls Meech, okay, on the cellular device, okay? And of course, the phone is on the seat of the car. and Meech is outside. They posted up in front of Coney's, okay? And so the crew, they all chilling, laughing back, you know. Terry thanking Meech for having his back with the whole touch of class situation. He was like, this for life. Like, I love the fact that in this episode, we saw Meech a couple times say, you know, I got your back, you know, to him and Nicole. Like, I really love that about that. So, Meech, Terry, this is kind of funny to me because Terry was like, so what's up? You know, y'all need help with the drop or something? I'm like, oh, okay, Terry, you trying to be back in. Meech was like, no, bruh. B Mickey over here found us a new connect. All right. And we about to, you know, get it popping with some real medical grade yayo up in here. So we really about to be on it. And Roland was like, yeah, there's some real rich white people stuff. So T had a kind of disappointing look about himself. Like he was feeling the way, kind of how B Mickey used to feel when, you know, Terry and Meech, you know, was all chum homie, you know, in the game. Like they gonna have some weird, like, threesome type ish, like not threesome like sexually, but you could just tell like they not gonna work well together. Like when Terry get back in the game, we're gonna have to really look out for B Mickey. Like child, I don't know if he's gonna be alive that long. We gonna see. Anywho, and maybe it would take B Mickey to die or, you know, go to jail for Terry to really be full throttle, because, you know, we could tell he don't really want his brother in the game by himself. Like I think Terry feel like he's too valuable for this business for his brother to be in it alone, because Meech is not looking at everything at every angle. Case in point, Terry saw that there's a drought. There was a seizure of the cocaine. 8,700 pounds of cocaine was seized in Florida. So, you know, he's probably thinking like, damn, I'm a little jealous of this situation right now. And then two, there's a drought. You found a whole connect. And when have we known B Mickey to be as ambitious to be finding or stumbling across new connects? Let's be real. He always ghost, okay? He always MIA. So all of a sudden, you got a whole new connect with some medical grade yayo. But, you know, T, he nipped at the butt. He said, I'm about to give me some conies. I'm going to be back. So he go inside. So we see Meech and B Mickey. You know, Meech was like, you know, we about to meet up with Joe Connect. But Roland, he said, yeah, I did recon on your cousin James. You know, this fool got a whole new car. So Meech was like, oh, he's supposed to got robbed, but he got a new car. So look like we got a Judas in the family. So he proceeds to say to B Mickey, thank God I have somebody like you watching my back. So I think that's stuck in B Mickey's head, right? So we see Jen and Brian cross the street staking out the whole situation because they're supposed to be following B Mickey and them to the meet. Oh Lord. So everybody get in their car. Terry is still inside getting his little hot dogs, whatever, because he got his own car. He was driving. So they're on their way to the meet, but B Mickey, he stops. Like, you know, they kind of go a little bit, but he kind of stops. You know, they still in the parking lot. So Meech is like, bro, what you doing? What you doing? So he over there, like, looking at Detective Howard and them across the street. I said, Howard, Lord, you know what I mean? Crossing the shows, y'all. He looking at Detective Brian and them across the street. He looking back in the rearview mirror at Meech, like, he over there he really don't want to do this. He really don't want to do this. So he has the bright idea to get out the car and go to the payphone and make a call. So Roland was like, he over there trying to make a P appointment. Like, what's going on? Like, we got business to handle. So he looking back like one moment. I'm like, okay, who is he fake calling? How is he going to justify this whole move? Because as we see what happens, like, how is he going to explain this stuff? Because it looked real suspect. I'm just saying. What's up, Brillo? Thank you for coming through. So, child, while he making this call, we see a little Jeep pull up in this Lamar in his limited edition Keith Murray outfit. And he shoots Meech while he in the car. And to further annoy me, Brian and Jen come over because, of course, they crossed the street. So Jen, she trying to do her due diligence and shoot down, the car that, your boy Lamar is in. So of course she busts her shots. While she doing that, Bryant over there still trying to arrest Meech, and he's hit. He over there hit. He don't give zero. I would say he don't give 0 Fs. He give negative 18 Fs. Okay. Bryant don't give a god. Like, he has such a hard on for Meech. Like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? So Terry, of course, he comes out. He's like, my brother hit. He need medical attention. Like, we ain't got time for this. You playing games. So Jane probably comes over. She comes over, because she done used all probably her bullets trying to shoot at Lamar. So she's like, Brian, stop playing. We got to get this man some medical attention. She was like, all right, we follow us. We gonna, take you to the hospital. Put him in the back seat. So we see Roland over here doing some good acting, okay? And he's just telling Meech to hold on. Terry's driving. He's stressed out, talking about we got to go through this again because of course he got shot last season in the eye. Like, it was a lot. Bryant showed his ever-loving ass. So I'm interested in how all this is going to just evolve because B. Mickey looking real suspect. So I don't know if Meech is going to have the foresight to really try to put 2 and 2 together. Terry was inside, so I don't know if he really peeped the whole B. Mickey stalling and being on the phone. Why was, it was such a coincidence that, the guy who's been chasing me was literally at the scene in 0.5 seconds. Like, it's a lot to explain. And then Lamar's still on the loose. Oh, child. Stressed out. I'm so surprised I need my asthma pump because they had me stressed out. Okay. Oh, Lord. It's a lot. Who B. Mickey calling? Put some answers. Who y'all think B. Mickey is going to justify say he was calling? He always using his mama as an excuse. Or I was checking on my mom. Or I was trying to call a teacher, some random girl. Like, I don't know. Now you better be right with your lies, B. Mickey, because people going to be checking up on you because you looking real suspect, bruh. I'm just saying. And just Bryant to be so just self-righteous. Like, bruh, you was just taking money and giving him advice and setting up, helping him with plays in the drug business. Now you so hunky-dory. Like, I'm aggravated, y'all. But this episode was so fire. It was so good. It definitely gave me movie vibes. Like, I was very proud of this episode. Like, it was probably, I would say probably my favorite of the series. So just tell me, like, what y'all grade this episode? A, B, C, D? I don't even want to say F, but if y'all hated it, I'm sure y'all wouldn't be in this chat. But yeah, let us sister know. While you're also doing that, y'all go ahead and make sure y'all like this video. So double check, okay, if that like button, okay, if that symbol is highlighted, all right? And yeah, let me see what y'all saying up in the chat before I go out of here. DeMarcus, Lamar wouldn't hurt Brian's reputation on the police force. Oh, you say he would hurt. Yeah. It's going to be a lot, child. And he was hiding this man. He was supposed to be dead. It was a lot, okay? HEA said B. Mickey wasn't calling anyone. He was calling the 411 operator for a number. But that ain't going to, I mean, not saying you're wrong because I have no answers, but that ain't gonna work when it comes to, people who have questions, mainly Meech and them, okay? Roland, he was over there blazed high, okay? And note, B. Mickey was trying to give Meech some weed before they left, but he was like, nah, bro. I'm like, Meech, you giving up the weed? He trying to be real, just on, the straight and narrow for this meeting. He said, I ain't playing around today. It was definitely fire. DeMarcus, Mr. Jones, you give it a B. HEA B. DeMarcus A+. Hey, Jaded Moon, you give it a B. Brillo A+. Detroit A. Hey, Inga, girl, it's never late. As long as you're here, I appreciate you, girl. You said you had to fight your way to the grocery store this morning, child. That's Sunday morning. Grocery trip ain't fun. I went last night, though. Let's see here. Brillo, you said Charles a weak ass guitar solo. It was giving me real Real 5 heartbeats. Oh God. Oh God. I wish I could find it. It was definitely giving me some 5 heartbeats. When JT and old boy was competing. Oh gosh. It was a hot mess. Hot mess. But y'all, the Charles Lucille show, that was it for me. Monique, you said B plus, Aisha A plus. HA Meach taking tips from K9. Definitely think K9 is an influence on him. 811, you said A. Mr. Jones, I'm saving all the A's for Godfather of Harlem. I ain't mad at that. Trying to see if I missed anyone. But yeah, y'all pretty much enjoyed the episode. I'm gonna give it an A. It was really good. So my expectations are hella high. Hella high. And this is episode 3. In granted, I know we can't have, so much action every episode, but there's a way to execute things to make it still enjoyable in A status. Detroit, he said, PG, can we get a fashion show? Because Meech had on that Dior. Yeah, they definitely be doing their thing. I love to see the throwback attire. Okay. Like I said, I may do something at the end of the season. We gonna see. Your girl I be having the ideas, y'all. It's just the time it takes. Okay. Inga, you give it a B plus. Thank you, DeMarcus. I appreciate it. You enjoying the review. Thank you, HEA. I appreciate all of y'all. Yes, I love me just everything. Just everybody just be doing it. Everybody except for Charles. Everybody except Charles. Trap fashion. Yes, y'all. But yes, I was able to do this an hour and a half, y'all. Thank you for rocking with me, because y'all know I don't like to miss stuff. I hate it. I think I may do another BMF live sometime this week. That's why I need y'all to keep y'all notification bells on, because I still have some questions. Okay. But we gonna see. But yes, I'll be here again. Season 2, episode 4 of BMF will be, of course, next Sunday at 11 a.m. If y'all watch my power recaps, we are discussing episode 1 of season 4. Ghost is locked up, y'all. And it's a lot, okay? It's a lot. It had me stressed out. So, yes, I'm excited to talk about that on this Wednesday at 8:15 with the Trap Queen. Thank you, Moochie. And yeah, y'all, please check out Rewind That with Miss K if you're not ready to subscribe. I think Moochie be there too. We'll be there on her channel, Miss K's channel, tonight, discussing BMF as well. It's always a good time with my girls. So yes, do all the things. And y'all see other channel holders in the chat as well. So Muchella, she has a channel as well. Brilla the Big Review. We all discuss and have fun breaking down the episode. And of course, we do it in our own little way. So I love it, y'all. I love it. So yes, y'all, enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. If I don't, see y'all in the chat, Miss K's channel tonight, peep me on Wednesday at 8:15. If y'all don't watch the original Power, which y'all should, because the reviews and the breakdowns be fire. Like, me and Brillo really be having a good time. And yes, if not, I'll see y'all next Sunday, Lord willing. Okay. And yes, Aisha said Charles ain't ish. Okay. And I really Charles be having the fundamentals there, but he be effing up sometimes, y'all. I really want to make this another segment, the Charles Lucille Show, because it be so much to talk about, y'all. Oh my God. But I'm gonna get out of here. I really hope y'all have a blessed week, y'all. Life is so short. So please do all the things you intend to do. Enjoy life, have fun. Tell the people in your lives y'all appreciate them. And yes, see y'all on the next one. Toodles.